Hello there, you're now with me, Ruben Gomez, for the Nightline. Moving on to the news. An additional 92 million ringgit has been approved for the Bantuan Khas Sarawak Kusayam BKSS 4.0 financial aid to 120,000 more recipients has been approved. The allocation was for those who succeeded in their appeal applications for BKSS after they had missed out on the earlier phases of the cash aid payment.
Di mana semua rakyat akan telah menerima bantuan semasa pandemik 19 ini, dan juga bantuan lain kita turunkan sewa, moratorium, all yang telah kita beri akan kita teruskan.
He said at the symbolic handing over ceremony of BKSS financial assistance on Wednesday, rectifying on feedback that many applications from the single and B40 families did not succeed because they weren't listed under the Income Revenue Board. Meanwhile, according to Noor Ali, a boat operator, throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, he was only able to depend on the assistance from the state government.
Alhamdulillah lah, bantuan tu pakcik gunakan harian berjimat sedikit. Oleh kerana pakcik dah berusia kan, si ada nak enjoy, oleh kerana pakai makan aja lah.
He added his income was affected during the constraints he faced due to the pandemic.
Si tentu jual lah dalam 60 ke 70 ringgit macam ni lah. Kadang-kadang ada jual sampai 100 ringgit. Mun sampai akhir pulang, mun rasa-rasa badan sihat, turun dari jam 8 sehingga pukul 5 petang dalam 50, 60 ringgit.
This year's Amanah Saham Bumi Putra ASB income distribution involves a total payout of 7.6 billion ringgit, which is set to benefit 10.2 million unit holders who owned 173.2 billion units. Following the Pemodelan Nasional Berhad PNB announcement on its distribution payout of 4.25 cent per unit for its flagship unit trust fund.
The payout comprised an income distribution of 3.50 cent per unit, as well as an additional bonus payment of 0.75 cent per unit for the first 30,000 ASB units held by each unit holder, in conjunction with ASB's 30th anniversary. Chairman Tan Sri Dr. Zeti Akhtar Aziz said ASB's performance remains competitive compared to other low-risk investment instruments and continues to be sound options for individuals with a low-risk profile and a long-term investment horizon.
Bagi pemegang unit yang lebih daripada 3.000 unit, mereka juga menerima manfaat pengagihan ihsan ini. Ia adalah tanda penghargaan kami kepada semua pemegang unit ASB yang terus setia bersama kami sepanjang 30 tahun dana ini diperkenalkan.
The Bantuan Prihatin Nasional 2.0 new application and appeals are currently being processed, and approved payments will be made in January 2021.
Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Abdul Aziz said, as of December 4th, a total of 10.13 million recipients have received their payment in Phase 1. As of December 4th, a total of 856.9 million ringgit had been credited into the accounts of 285,626 eligible micro SMEs. New applications for PSU 2.0 are still open to employers until December 31st, 2020.
A total of 12,964 units of affordable housing (RMM) are in various implementation stages in Sarawak since July 2018 until September 30th, 2020. The Deputy Housing and Local Government Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Abdul Muttalib said the number comprised 5,037 units at the planning stage, 3,969 under construction, and 3,958 completed by 3 housing agencies involving the federal and state governments as well as private developers. The ministry's plans to build more affordable houses nationwide was by coordinating the RMM through the implementations of programs and schemes involving the People's Housing Program (PPR), Civil Servants Housing Program (PPAM), Perbadanan Prima Malaysia Prima Housing and Syarikat Perumahan Negara Berhad (SPNB). Meanwhile, Ismail said 8 PPR projects comprising 4,140 units of houses had been completed in Sarawak, while 3 others were still ongoing involving 1,112 units. As of December 2020, 2 of the 3 Prima projects in Sarawak, namely Residency Matang and Residency Bintawak Riverfront, were completed, while Residency Semenggol Phase 1 is under construction and Residency Semenggol Phase 2 at the planning stage. The National Tourism Policy DPN 2020 until 2030 launched today serve as a roadmap for Malaysia to build an inclusive and sustainable tourism sector. The policy also aims at enhancing the country's competitiveness in generating more tourism revenue as well as resilient against future disasters.
Dasar ini akan dilaksanakan menerusi 6 teras strategi utama, iaitu transformasi tadbir urus, mewujudkan zon pelaburan pelancongan yang inklusif, mempergiatkan digitalisasi pelancongan, memperkayakan pengalaman dan kepuasan pelancong, memperkukuhkan komitmen terhadap pelancongan lestari dan meningkatkan kapasiti modal insan dalam semua subsektor pelancongan.
Muhyiddin said it was imperative for the tourism sector to be developed based on digital technology.
Dengan ini, pelaburan pelancongan yang berpusatkan teknologi adalah digalakkan. Melalui DPN ini, Malaysia akan mewujudkan zon pelaburan untuk projek pelancongan atau Special Tourism Investment Zone bagi meningkatkan kerjasama awam swasta serta menarik lebih ramai pelabur tempatan dan antarabangsa.
The government is upbeat over plans to rebrand Malaysia as among the top of the mind ecotourism destination of the world, while subsequently create more business and employment opportunities. He said this in his special virtual address at the launching ceremony of the policy.
On the same development, Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri said sustainable tourism will be emphasised through the newly launched policy.
Pada pelancongan lestari dan peningkatan pendapatan pelancongan yang merupakan indikator terpenting dalam memberi impak kepada ekonomi negara. Dalam hal ini, kita memilih untuk mengutamakan kualiti berbanding kuantiti atau dalam istilah yang lebih mudah adalah kepada quality tourist atau high yield tourist.
Nancy Shukri hopes all quarters will come together at strengthening Malaysia as a top tourism and cultural destination worldwide. A recovery plan to revive the pandemic-hit tourism was revealed last February that will focus on collaboration and partnership with tourism-related agencies and companies, as well as collaboration with non-government organizations, have received positive response from the public. The cooperation will actively continue at all integrated platforms available through various stages provided by the government in the tourism sector.
All right, welcome back. The forestry is able to generate a new flow of income if with the ecosystem sustainability approach is prioritized by all related parties. Therefore, the Sarawak Forest Department will continue to promote more activities to protect the ecosystem and restore the Sarawak's forests.
Chief Minister Dato' Patinggi Abang Johari Tunopeng said the state government has spent a total of 62 million ringgit under the 12th Malaysia Plan for the state's forest restoration program. Through the State Forest Landscape Restoration Program, he said it will support the national program to plant 100 million trees as initiated by the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources. He pointed out that when the state coffers depended very much on timber before this, the government allowed the companies to cut trees in order to get revenue. Abang Johari said with a diversified stream of revenue, the state will not rely on timber.
Kita telah menanam 10,452,607 pokok. Within that short period, we have planted 10.45 million pokok yang merangkumi 50 spesies dengan keluasan 9.732 hektar, 9,000 hektar, dekat 10,000 lah, di seluruh negeri Sarawak.
He said this at the launch of the state-level Malaysia Greening Program tree planting campaign at Bukit Siol, Kuching. Abang Johari added, Sarawak aims to plant 35 million trees or 35% of the total trees that will be planted in Malaysia during the 12th Malaysia Plan, which is from 2021 to 2025.
Ia ditanam melalui pelbagai program penanaman yang meliputi kawasan pembalakan, ladang hutan, kawasan hutan simpan, kawasan terlindung sepenuhnya, tanah NCR termasuklah tanah talah milik persendirian. Saya rasa bahawa dalam masa 5 tahun kita boleh fulfill sasaran 35 juta.
Crab farming has the potential of generating high income. The crab cultivation introduced by researchers from UNIMAS and UiTM Sarawak have the potential to elevate the socio-economy of the community in the state, especially for the group B40.
Datuk Muhammad Naruddin Majai said this project will be expanded to some areas such as Asajaya, Sadongjaya, Sebuyau and Simunjan. He, who is the Assistant Minister, International Trade and Industry, Industrial Terminal and Entrepreneur Development, they had already provided a working paper regarding this project and hopes it can be implemented as soon as possible.
Jadi Sarah Azizi dengan wife dia, salah satu daripada 5 orang pengusaha di bawah UNIMAS, Dr. Saiful, telah berusaha menternak ketam ini beberapa bulan yang lalu, di mana pendapatan mereka dulu sebelum menternak tu hanya 400 saja. Sekarang pendapatan mereka sudah meningkat 4 kali ganda.
Meanwhile, Director of Institute in Creative Art and Technology for UNIMAS Associate Professor Dr. Saiful Bahari Muhammad Yusuf said these crabs will be brought in a container called incubator, size 4 times 6 feet and 2 feet high. It can load a total of 48 crabs in one incubator and the period of criminal growth is faster.
Kita dapati juga melalui grade C yang kita letakkan untuk benih, untuk bertukar kepada grade B cuma makan masa dalam paling kurang sebulan.
As for the farmer, Azizi Muhammad said the new method has proven to be effective.
Dulu nangkap ketam terus jual, gini tu. Teman jual dulu nak, bila benih ketam si tu, si pernah diimbak pulang. Bila dapat je, buang balik, dilepas balik. Ini tu tangkap mbak pulang, disimpan dekat rumah ketam tu. Jadi bila ada rumah ketam macam tu, rasa senang lah, rasa mudah.
Right, visits to Teluk Melano and Teluk Sarabang will be more pleasant with the new projects undertaken through the Rural Transformation Projects (RTPS) costing around 300,000 ringgit. Tanjung Datu Assemblywoman Dato' Amar Jamilah Anu said, following the project's completion, it will provide convenience to visitors.
A sum of 200,000 ringgit was granted to Anding Construction Enterprise to construct public toilet at Teluk Melano, while 100,000 ringgit was allocated to BMM Services Contractors for the public toilet in Teluk Sarabang under Lundu District Council. She said during the project handover to the contractors in Teluk Melano and Teluk Sarabang.
A General Operation Force, GOF, Sarawak Brigade, has successfully recorded a total seizure worth 38,152,622 ringgit from 162 cases through operations this year from 1st January till 22nd December 2020.
Sarawak General Operation Force Commander Senior Assistant Commissioner Police Mancha Atta said during the time period, a total of 453 arrests were made involving 197 local citizens and 256 illegal immigrants. Mancha Atta stated that the success included an attempt bribery worth over 57,850 ringgit, with 12 people, including 9 locals and 3 immigrants, were involved. Recently, 3 new cases, namely attempted illegal entry of a person, smuggling of goods, and attempted transportation of exotic animals into the state. The first case involves a local man bringing in 6 illegal immigrants at Serian district last Monday. The investigation revealed that the local man drove the 4 Indonesian male passengers and 2 Indonesian female passengers who failed to provide legal documentation to enter the state.
All right, welcome back. And here are the COVID-19 development nationwide. Malaysia today recorded 1,348 new cases, bringing the total number of positive cases in the country to 98,737 cases. 5 new deaths have been reported, pushing the death toll to 444 cases.
Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah stated the number of active cases throughout the country is at 18,289 cases. Another 710 patients have been released after recovery, bringing the total cured and discharged to 80,014. Sarawak recorded 4 new imported positive COVID-19 cases today, bringing the total number of positive cases in the state to 1,094 cases. The State Disaster Management Committee said it has decided to allow the recruitment of foreign workers to Sarawak with full effect from January 1st, 2021. The committee's latest decision was in view of the number of positive COVID-19 cases in the state involving illegal immigrants. Employers who wish to recruit foreign workers into the state must follow several standard operating procedures, SOP, that have been set in place.
AstraZeneca has said that its COVID-19 vaccine should be effective against the new highly contagious coronavirus variant, adding that studies were underway to fully probe the impact of the mutation. According to AstraZeneca representative, AstraZeneca's vaccine candidate contains the genetic material of the SARS-CoV-2 virus spike protein. The changes to the genetic code seen in this new viral strain do not appear to change the structure of the spike protein. Through vaccination with AstraZeneca, the body's immune system is trained to recognize many different parts of the spike protein so that it can eliminate the virus. The mutation known as the B117 lineage may be up to 70% more infectious and more of a concern for children. Those who wish to travel are advised by the Sarawak Disaster Management Committee to look up on the approved flight schedule and frequency prior to purchasing their flight tickets.
The matter was disclosed by Sarawak Transport Minister Datuk Lee Kim Shin, indicating that his ministry are closely monitoring all flight schedules into the state to curb the spread of COVID-19. Lee said he had received complaints from passengers claiming airlines had accepted their bookings and their fares were paid accordingly. But their fares weren't refunded after the flights were cancelled. Meanwhile, Lee also seeks the cooperation of all airlines to fully utilize the use of aerobridge at airports throughout the state to provide convenience and address safety concerns of passengers, especially those who are elderly, children, and people with special needs.
A total of 66 non-governmental organizations from the Pantai Damai constituency received minor rural project MRP grants, the annual allocation for the management and activities of the NGOs in that area.
Sumbangan jangan selalu diberi YB setiap tahun. Kami akan mula program untuk rakyat lah. Seperti sukan nikah, apa-apa program yang melibatkan warga perumahannya lah. Kami akan setiap kali kami mula program, mesti melibatkan Yang Berhormat Datuk untuk hadir untuk meresmikan programnya lah.
Sumbangan ini nanti sesungguhnya dapatlah melancarkan pergerakan aktiviti kejiranan mesra Demak Baru Fasa 2. InsyaAllah mungkin dengan sumbangan ini mana-mana perkara yang dapat dijalankan dalam tahun itu mungkin dapat dijalankan tahun depan. InsyaAllah.
Member of the Legislative State Assembly Pantai Damai, Dato' Abdul Rahman Junaidi, stated that a sum of 145,800 ringgit were allocated to support the NGO's activities. It is also to ensure that the program runs smoothly. The NGO committees are also encouraged to involve more local residents to participate in their programs.
Saya selalu sarankan kepada pengurusan jawatankuasa ini, pertubuhan-pertubuhan ini supaya mereka selalu membawa masyarakat setempat untuk melibatkan diri dalam program-program yang mereka adakan. Sama ada berbentuk sosial, kebajikan, ekonomi, kekuranian, pendidikan dan sebagainya. Supaya masyarakat setempat dapat mendapat manfaat dengan program-program yang mereka anjurkan.
60,719 women entrepreneurs and business owners in Malaysia have benefited from various programs made available by the Ministry of Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives MEDAC and its agencies. Its agency, namely National Entrepreneurship Institute, SME Corp Malaysia and Perbadanan Nasional Berhad, which were mainly focused on capacity building and entrepreneurial skills development programs. Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives Minister Datuk Sri Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar said the ministry is indeed committed in assisting women entrepreneurs and women-owned businesses, which account for 20% of the country's small and medium enterprise business. He added that these business owners should take full advantage of the various assistance, incentives and programs made available by MEDAC and its agencies to remain competitive in today's challenging business environment. Based on economic survey in 2016, women-owned businesses stood at 186,855 out of the total number registered small and medium enterprises in Malaysia. Right, I know some of you out there is preparing for Christmas tomorrow, right? So going shopping, buy stuff, buy present, right? Anywhere you're going. But remember, always comply to SOP. Practice physical distancing, wear masks everywhere you go, and always prepare your hand sanitizer everywhere you go. So I'm Ruben Gomez for the Nightline. Anytime, anywhere, thank you.